So, however, all I want to do with my review of Black Clover episode 59. Amazing episode. Amazing episode again. Man, I love Black Clover and I love Noelle, right? Noelle is obviously the best character, best girl, best waifu. Noelle is a great character, and she did the whole Mother! She was doing her own, like, I can fight more! Turning around her, like, water dragon into the salamander dragon and beating it, and I was like, oh, it was so good. Oh, I loved it. And one thing too, I want to present away. So before I even saw that, I was thinking that maybe someone from the Black Books is gonna get their own spirit, because to have you know, I feel like some sort of the, you know, the main cast, and I mean like the main squads to get it right. And then we saw Noelle fighting Salamander, but also having her wand, is doing this purple shiny thing. Her backstory, and that was like, oh, you went to the Water Temple, you failed, you're useless. I was like, man, does Noelle have a water spirit? Don't spoil for me, you know, yeah, but that's my theory. I was reading the manga only here when it was new. I would definitely do a theory video. Yeah, I don't do it on anime only. I don't do it on anime only stuff. Of course, if it's an anime that only has an anime, then I might do it sometimes in some theory videos. But not if it's actually manga to read, because then someone could say, you actually read the manga? I was like, no, I haven't. So, but that's my theory, and as anime only viewer, I'm like, man, I think Noelle is gonna get that water spirit, right? An Undine probably, or something like that. Yeah, some kind of mermaid maybe. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, that's my guess, especially from the whole kind of short backstory. But anyway, amazing fight. I loved it all. When Fana was like getting angry with Asta, like invoking her eye, breaking the diamond, and that was great. It was just deflecting Noelle's attack first, right? We're doing the marsh, you know, mineral abilities, they can deflect the water. Then of course again the Mada turn around. Oh, that was amazing. Amazing episode. I loved it. 10 out of 10 easily. 10, again, the fights in Black Clover were amazing, yeah. They really are. I mean, sure, that's very afforded, right? We all know that. We got a 59. But in the beginning, yeah, it was kind of like that, yeah. And the anime really took off. As people said, and I'm definitely correct, it took off at the first dungeon, right? Yeah. The fights were really good, and a better general, like, elements and so on, yeah. But I mean, this fight was really, really awesome. Lich and Yami fight was really, really awesome. That was the best one so far. Versus Vito, of course, so on, yeah. And this fight as well, yeah. So they have some really, really good fights. It was a very short fight though, so that's surprising to me. I thought it was gonna be a way longer battle as with Vito, but at the same time, I kind of like it that they like, you know, like that, and it's over because I have the badass Noelle stuff, and then I had the Asta being slingshotted through the salamander. That was awesome. So they kind of did like all the cool stuff right away, and that's a good sort of pace too. So not every battle is like this long as Vito. They can have shorter, might have even longer battle later, so on, right? So I think that's great. That being said, though, I expect Fana to of course return, right? She has healing magic with the fire stuff. Her and Marsh has to kind of battle or interact at least. Maybe he's gonna save her. Maybe she's gonna, you know, whatever. So there has to be something. I would be extremely surprised if she doesn't have at least a second battle with someone, potentially Marsh, yeah, or at least something with him right there. So that seems to me otherwise would be very, very strange. So she's probably not out yet, but they did beat her, I guess, and I really liked it. That was an amazing battle. Again, 10th episode. But one thing though, I'm not talking about the whole story, right? It's so it's gonna be my guess here then. But I think they also kind of reincarnated or something like that, right? Because I don't get how, it's the same with Vito, and I guess with Vito as well. But actually with Vito, I guess with Lich, that he was the reincarnated version of Lich, the other Lich. That was my guess on Lich backstory, right? And I feel the same thing. For Vito though, because he's kind of like the beast guy, he's kind of like, you know, he felt he could have lived for I felt he could have lived for thousands of years, I guess. I didn't really believe it, but you know, I felt that could be a possibility. He actually survived that laser lightning attack and then actually, you know, was angry. But for Fana's case, I would say definitely like she was there, right? Got killed during this attack when she was, you know, an elf living in the past, right? And then the current Fana is like a reincarnated version of her, or, you know, like her soul has passed into a new body, right? Because isn't Fana human and so on, right? Isn't Fana human right now, but she has the 3 eyes and so on. And if it's weird, it's both the Marsh backstory being in this like battle royale prison, and also having another child, whatever backstory, being as an elf. She has 2 different childhoods, right? That's kind of how I see it, and that doesn't make any sense unless she lived both those lives. So that's probably, I think that works. And same with Lich, right? Because my general theory was that Lich doesn't know he's evil, and I don't mean Lich evil, right? Well, he doesn't see he's evil, but the other Lich then, right? The captain, he's actually probably, in my guess then, he's probably him, you know, he's the captain, and then when he sleeps or whatever, he turns into Lich, right? And he doesn't know what Lich is doing. That's probably my guess on his take, and he probably awakens his, you know, when he's unconscious or something like that. Where in Fana's case then, she's probably was, you know, the girl found in Marsh, you know, was best friends, loved, so on, right? And then she, I guess, didn't die. And, you know, whatever. So it happened to her, she didn't die, I guess, and then she got probably, you know, awakened her, you know, spirit of the elf girl, and then she probably got stuck as being the person, right? Like she lost her human personality, whatever you call it. We're at least kind of like going back and forth, I think. That's my guess though. Because I mean, over the us is like, do you know this guy? Is he your brother? You have the same magic, and he has spike. He's like, I don't know the person. Yeah, like so obviously, I think when she's gonna meet Marsh, is my guess then. We see Marsh in the opening running after her in the fire, right? So I think he's probably gonna, you know, inspire her or get her back into being a human again. Right? He's probably gonna get her out of the elf brain, I think, yeah, the elf soul, and probably get her back to being her like old human self. Maybe, or at least maybe fight. Maybe she's a both person. I don't know, but I think something like that. Yeah, that's my guess on it. So she has to be able to return later and interact with Marsh, right? It has to be like that. And he, obviously, seeing him is gonna like, you know, trigger her old self. We had a very short scene there where she was looking at Lich, right? He was helping her up. So that's probably when he went and like got her as a kid, probably like you are, you know, supposed to be one of the elves, yeah, I guess. But yeah, so the episode was really good, right? Because it had all of that, like all the Fana backstory and the NOELLE short Noelle backstory and the battles. It's a really good episode. I mean, even one last thing I would talk about, yeah, the king too, right? So you also had the first time we see the king talking. So we see, of course, the king killing the massive elf demon, I guess, in the first episode, right? And the prologue start, and then we see the king, right? And he's talking to them, and he's like, "Oh yeah, your magic is amazing. Your magic is awesome. We have these tools. We can combine that. We can make a cool world." And it seems to be that Lich actually married a human woman, right? If I said it correctly, she actually was a human, and they were like, "Yeah, I'm pregnant. Then we're gonna have like half elf babies. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be like united our races." And that woman was very similar to the king, in my opinion. So it might be his sister. There's a lot of like story, a lot of mysteries. I love that. But a very, very good episode. It had everything, yeah. And it feels that the king probably maybe attacked them, because I mean it looks like his magic based on his like lightning blade, and there's like a lightning rainstorm which killed them. But Lich has lightning magic, right? We see Lich fighting. That is the same magic in a way. Just like it looks more powerful than Lich currently is. So I'm still wondering, because I mean I have a hard time seeing that Black Clover go the route that the elves were all just innocent and the humans are just pure evil. And the humans just kill them, or at least the king, the first thing that is, kill them all, got their stuff right. And now the elves are these like demon elves, the 3 eyes, they're like, you know, revenge, and they actually are right, and they're like 100% right in a sense. Of course, they kill innocent people, but they're right? They're righteous, so to speak. I don't buy that. It might be at that, but I do want to think that it's gonna be that, you know, Lich, this is my guess, but Lich maybe was the one actually killed all the elves, right? Even if it's on wife or so on. For some crazy reason, probably. I don't know. I'm throwing it out there. I don't know. What do you think? I think it's gonna be maybe something like that. Like it's gonna be some kind of weird mix there. So, because so far, right, all the stories like the elves were innocent and so on. The king was evil. The king tricked them. The king betrayed them. I think it's gonna be something like that. At least some elf, probably Lich, right, was like actually evil, and you know, but not all of them. I do think that the general people that knows the truth, and I guess the other people in Midnight might also be recorded episode. Yeah, they're like, oh no, we were all, you know, they're all evil humans, but actually probably Lich or some of the leaders or someone else maybe, the people trying, the guy they're trying to free, whatever that person is, he might actually be behind, right? Whatever, he might actually be the one that killed them, because he was like, I have to do this to, you know, create a war or something. Maybe, I don't know. I think it should be something more than just evil humans did evil stuff, elves got killed, elves are back and they're angry and they're killing innocent humans because there are also some evil humans in the mix there. There might be the story, but I think it's gonna be more complicated than that. That's my guess. But yeah, very good episode. Had everything. I talked about for like 20 minutes. Very, very good. So anyway, hope that's this review. Press the like button. I'll see you guys next week. More Black Clover, subscribe and so on. And yeah, I think it's telling out. Black Clover is freaking amazing. It really is good. It's not like an amazing episode. I loved it. Anyway, see you later tonight with Run with the Wind and Tunigawa.